Plumtree, your questions.
Jordan, yeah, so in the week you spoke about the breakdown, set piece and collisions. That's what we're looking to target the Stormers. And we considered 8 penalties in the set pieces. Just your thoughts on how you guys did in terms of negating Stormers'
Yeah,
strengths.
I was disappointed to concede the scrum penalties. I thought, um, yeah, it was. We'll have to have a look at it. Yeah, there was one or two at the end there I thought were 50-50. Looked to me like the last one of the game where the penalty they got into the corner that came from an AR decision from the loose head. Looked to me like the elbow was on the ground and before our tidy hit the ground. So a tough call because that call goes the other way. We get a penalty. We go into the corner and we're building pressure with 2 or 3 minutes to go. But that's the frustration of being in that position with only 1 point up or 1 point down. So close game. Yep, proud of my boys' effort. Um, it's a tough place to come to get a win. There's a lot going on down here that's pretty positive, and um, we had to show up today, and otherwise we were going to go away really disappointed. At least we're disappointed because of the result. We're not disappointed in the fact that we didn't show up physically. We weren't in the fight. At least we were in the fight. And, I'm proud of the boys for that.
You scored, Cox scored that try in the 38th minute. Is it possibly positive signs for you guys? Because I mean, you did mention that you guys struggled to put everything together in terms of attack.
Oh, how do you mean? What was that?
I'm saying in the 38th minute, Van Cox scored a try there in the corner. Is it just positive signs for you guys and how you guys want to play? Because it was a good try there by Van Cox.
Yeah, it was well executed. But at times we didn't quite know what we needed to know. We had a line out, 25 meters out, drove them, didn't get the penalty, so then we put the cross kick in and we don't score. And that was a big moment because they drop kick out and we lose that opportunity. So again, it goes down to the decision of what play we're going to do when we do get that territory, and then us being able to be good enough to be able to nail that opportunity, especially when it's a 1 point game. We build pressure there, and arm goes out, we get a penalty, we kick that, we go 2 points up with 5 or 6 on the clock. So we've got to learn from all of that. It's what play the boys pull out in a crucial moment, whether it's 6 or 7 to go, and that play you nail it and we score, but it's a difficult play to nail. A lot of things have got to go right with a cross kick, and weren't quite good enough there. So I think those are the things that we can learn. But again, I'll go back to we rattled the Stormers. Maybe they weren't as good as they have been the last couple of weeks. I don't know, but you've got to hand it to them. They can win close games. They can light it up as well and win quite easily. So yeah, like I said, they must be pretty proud of their performance as well because a tough side.
Just personal commiserations. A lucky defeat, right? Just but it's with not playing today. Do you think that was extra motivation for you guys? Because I mean, you guys really, especially the forwards, you guys fronted up, shot a lot of fight, a lot of grunt.
Yeah.
You guys played in the Stormers' hands, or sort of taken the foot off the accelerator, maybe, and you guys brought you guys back into the game.
Oh, I don't know about that. Maybe I don't know what they think about, but Evan was struggling with a stomach complaint since Tuesday and hadn't trained, and we gave him obviously brought him down. He was getting better, but just wasn't good enough on the day of the game. So we trained with the other young locks that we've got there, and it was obviously nice having Kevin Robler coming back from injury, and I thought he played really well for half the game that he played, and so it's good to have his experience in there. So that's the positive. But yeah, of course, we don't missed a world class player there that's looking forward to playing the Stormers. He told me before the game he hadn't played them yet, so he'll have to wait for that opportunity. But I thought those young locks that we've got played really well today.
Yeah, just on that as well. how do you fix it going forward now? Because of you guys are obviously second last in the log. It hasn't been a good season for you, but how do you fix that now? Because tonight we saw some positive signs from you guys.
Yeah, it's just it's positive, but we can't. We've got to keep building. There, you know, we there's a lot to do in Durban, and I know Gavin's highlighted a lot of that in some of his articles, and um, you know it's just one step at a time. There's a lot for the players to get used to too. They've got to get used to me because I'm different, and they've got to get used to a new coaching team, and I've got to get used to them and how they operate. A lot of these players I don't really know very well. Um, so yeah, there's a style of game that we want to play, and thought we probably saw a little bit of a slightly different style tonight. But yeah, we feel like we're going to we'll get on the right track eventually. But yeah, it's going to take a bit of time, and I've said that, and it's the key for all of the Sharks fans, and that is just stay patient. Um, you know, it's been tough there over the years, probably since they sacked me. Big mistake, wasn't it? And I shouldn't say that because this is the game. We live and die by administrators' decisions, and yeah, hasn't been the last time either, has it?
Just in terms of, so I hear you speaking about player profile, your coaching identity, philosophy that you obviously want to get in there. So how do you transition that? Because obviously time is basically against you. As you said, there's a lot of things that happen. There's a certain brand that you guys, but the balance that you're trying to get, because it is a marathon, but it's also a short sprint. Because I mean, it's game on game, and obviously you want to get the results, but also there's a process involved.
Yeah, that's right. And as much as I want success and I want it quickly, I know that I can't. I know there's a long game as well to this, and um, I'm a real impatient person, but that won't help. So, and I need other people to be patient around me because it's going to take a little while to get everything that I want.
And just the last thing from my side, the mental aspect, because obviously nowadays with media and pressure and people, like, how do you maintain that mental capacity, that mental strength? Because every time the guys need to pitch up, and obviously it's disappointing, but you need to pick it up. So what are you guys doing, or what are you planning just to keep the guys in a good mental space?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. Like for me, it's making sure I've got support of the people that work above me, and obviously we've got an owner, and he's ambitious, and so we've got really good comms around what we're trying to do, and obviously there's Neil, Ed Kutsia, so we've got I've got a good group of people above me that we're on it's important we're rowing this boat in the right direction together. So as long as they stay patient, and as long as they work really hard with me to right the ship, then I'll be okay. How I keep my sanity is I try to cut out all the white noise, so I don't worry about everything around me. I just focus on the boys and what I'm trying to do. I don't worry about anything else. There's nothing in this game that can hurt me. I've been hurt so many times. I'm pretty much bulletproof. So yeah, if I know there's some frustrated people because they want to win every week. Reality is we're not ready for that yet. We came close tonight, but we're not there yet. And sorry.
Yeah, for Gavin,
no, right.
and then Lisa.
So just a word on the occasion. I mean, it's been 10 years since you've coached in this country. I know it's your first visit to the stadium. I mean, it was a great vibe out there, wasn't it? I mean, I know you probably don't enjoy the vibe like the people in the crowd because you're too tense, but this level of rugby is quite healthy at the moment in South Africa.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, South Africa's become a feeder country for a lot of other countries, hasn't it? And for the way that they can keep developing these young players in this country is astounding. It never happened in any other country, And I think that's for me because when I got back here, I thought, well, maybe the rugby's got weak, but it hasn't got weak. The Bulls looking really good. The Lions can play. look, the cheaters can actually do something like they beat us, and what you got going on down here. So it's incredible, isn't it? And it's bloody great for South African rugby in the future. And the fact that we can young players that are really on the up in this country, but then still draw on those Springboks and South African players that are playing in other countries puts us in a great position. This is a South African rugby is really looking good at the moment, um, and the, it's I love some of the backs they've got over here. You know, like some of the Bulls backs and some of the backs they've got here. You know, we've got a couple of good ones ourselves. You know, there's just some strength of the rugby is it's down and it's bloody good. Look.
John, so you mentioned the talented players that there are around the country, but why do you feel the same team every single weekend? And don't you think when the block players come out, the way that they have to be put out, do you think that might hinder your guys' performance?
What the box came back to us.
No, when you guys lose them.
I think the key for that is like we've got some Springboks and we're some really nice and good ones, but we can't rely on them to. So what we have to do is have a squad that's really strong. So when the Boks come back, they make our team stronger. They don't have to come back in to rescue our team. So that's the key. You can't buy a rugby team. Never have unless it's never been done before. You just go buy success. You got to develop it and recruit and retain and do smart things. Then you get the Estabeths of this world and the Vincent Cox and the Oxnard. So you get then you become strong and stronger, and that's what we have to do. You don't just go buy 6-7 players and all of a sudden you think you're going to be strong. It doesn't happen like that.
Because we've been fielding the same team, and obviously in terms of depth, when those players come out, do you think you'll still be able to be competitive though?
Yeah, well, it's the Boks got a resting period come up now, and that's how we use that. So they all won't go off together. We'll have some, and some will be resting, and they'll come back, and then others will rest. We'll do it smartly. We're not strong enough to compete without the strength of those Springboks. And
Listen.
If you look at the list that you had now with the 2-week break, almost 2-week break, looking at this game tonight, would you say that that was a good thing because you mentioned that you had to probably some guys, but put in a performance tonight and will most likely put you in good stead going into next year?
yeah, look, I mean, next year, I'm hoping that we're going to have a stronger squad. You know? A lot of work to do still and around the recruitment. The short term thing is that I have got to be. I'm using players. Connie Yurtse hasn't started every game at tight head since we started the season. Now I don't think there's a tight head that's done that, and that's an example of what we're going through at the moment. You know, Vincent comes back in, and Connie doesn't have to do that. So, you know, we've got Hunro Jacobs, and he's developing. He's a young 24-year-old prop, and he's got a lot of work to do in certain areas of his game. But I'm hoping, and this time next year, I've got 3 good tight ends. So that's an example of, and we've got that. We've got to have that in every position. So yeah, we just this next week we go again. We've got the Lions at home. It's going to be good to have a couple of home games. We've got the Lions, we've got Oryx, and then we travel away prep the Dragons, and obviously the 2 EPCR games coming up, and we really want to try and do well in that competition. And then hopefully we'll get some run of home games. We've only had 3 home games this year, you know, so it's hasn't been the easiest.
Cool, guys. We have to do that. Can we have last questions, please?
Just you talk about the recruitment. Sort of when will you start recruiting? Because I mean, obviously you're speaking about next year this time having depth, but in the short term now, you know, the Springboks gone February, March preseason for them.
Yeah.
What will you do now in the sort of interim with recruitment?
There won't be anyone coming in now. It's just we've got what we've got, and I did bring Joel Hintz over, the tidy that helped us out tonight, but he'll go back as soon as I've got Vincent fit. But it'll be we're talking to players around the world. We're talking I've got I've got to keep Neil busy somehow. So you know, so we're working behind the scenes. Yeah. Do you have one question?
Yeah, just in terms of how you've evolved as a coach from your first iteration at the Sharks, what did you say that is, and what are the key learnings you took from the All Black environment?
Oh, just yeah. I mean, I've grown heaps as a coach. I've we the first part for me coming back here was to create an environment and culture that players enjoy, and we've got that. The boys are. It's been a real test for that because we haven't been successful. So keeping guys motivated and smiling and ready to go on Saturday when things aren't going well is always a big challenge, and we've worked really hard at that. When I came here last year for 3 weeks, this team was disconnected. There were cliques and all groups, and there were it wasn't a good scene. Now at least we're a team. Now we've just got to, and we've worked hard on our attacking game, and now we're trying to work hard on a bit more balance in our game, and then we're working hard on our recruitment, our retention. But all of that, I feel like I'm in a good place as a coach in terms of what I've been through over the last 10 years. If you look at since I've left, so my job is to fix it up, and when I fix it up, I can go back home and go to the beach. My beach house is waiting. And if I can't fix it up, well, then I'll pass it on to someone else to have a crack.
And is there anything transferable from the All Black setup that you can bring to the Sharks?
Oh yeah, lots of stuff. We've not all of it because it's a different. You know, you're dealing with different players. You know, so but yeah, certainly structures and stuff that we have at the Sharks there's a bit of similarity in some. Yeah, it's the season's so long over here, the URC and UPCR, and it goes for it's a massive campaign. So finding that balance between having fun, quality environment, good culture, they've got that down here, and then when you're not successful, it's challenges that. And I don't think we've got too many players that are unhappy, and that's the key. So we'll just keep boxing on, and when we have some success, imagine how easy it's going to be for us. So, yep, might just have to next week, another chance.
Thanks so much, John.